just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right?
Welcome, everyone. You're now listening to the Say With Your Chest podcast. And I'm your host, Mr. Lightskin Keith Sweat. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Thank you to everyone who has shared, who's reposted any of the content, who's reached out directly, let me know things that they like, things that was funny. I appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the support. Please continue to share. Please make sure your friends have subscribed on YouTube. We really appreciate that. I know it's not easy to support, but I appreciate anyone and everyone who has supported me. So thank you. We also have the merch. Definitely check out the link in the bio. Definitely see if anything you like. Again, reach out if you want some gear. I got other things if you're interested. I'm not heavily promoting because I just want you to subscribe and listen consistently. That's it. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. That's what I'm looking for. That's it. We do have the playlist on Tidal. Now, I was told I might need to bring back Spotify. Not sure yet. Prices keep going up over there, and I don't have to pay for the Tidal. Shout out to Noah. So definitely check out the playlist. We got the slaps, all your current hip-hop music, as well as the Love Up On Me playlist. Please check that out for your R&B vibes, your slow vibes, your intimate vibes. I want to first start off by just shouting out a few people. Shout out to Gan. Gan's turning 90 on tomorrow. Big 90. I really love and miss that lady. That lady is a sweet lady, sweet old lady. She particular. And at one point we had good rapport. So I'm going to have to give her a call. I'm going to have to make sure she remember me still. So shout out to her for turning 90. Everybody ain't making it to 90. So I'm grateful to hear that she's still doing her thing. She's still ticking. She's still maybe remembering me, as I'm super rememberable, but not too much on me. Also, shout out my guy, Tyler. Tyler showed mad love. He showed love when I'm not around, and he showed extra love when I am around. He let everybody know Mr. Lightskin Keith Sweat got a podcast. So I appreciate that, Tyler. I really do. Also, shout out my guy, Zoe. He recently had a few seizures. Now I'm checking up on him more. He said the heat is causing more seizures. He got to stay inside, stay where it's cool. It was hot the other day. He didn't return my text. I started to hit him up again. I ain't really need much. I do need to make sure, though, he all right. So shout out to anybody who supporting your boy. I support back. I show love where love is being shown. That's it. That's how it worked for me. If you're wondering why I'm not showing love, it's because you not showing love. That's all I want to say. I also want to shout out my dog, B. Terry, for the great hospitality as always. Hopefully, I never overstay my welcome. I definitely appreciate the hospitality. In addition, I want to shout out his daughter. She moving into her sophomore year in college. We hadn't seen each other for a few years, and we recently connected again while I was down there, and we caught up. We had great conversation. She let me know a couple things going on in her life. See, she liked to chat just like me. And she recently dealing with a little heartbreak. And your boy had to give her some tips. I know she ain't all the way asked for it, even though my dog told me to, talk to her, see what she gonna share. And I did. I'ma support the parents first and foremost, always. And, I had to let her know you need to keep your focus on your career, on yourself right now. It's not time to be dating for real. I know everybody think they could have him a little boyfriend, a little girlfriend. In my opinion, at least what I'm teaching minds is have you some friends. Hang out. You don't need nobody to be taking care of you. You don't need all them gifts. See, that's right there where you women, you start out wrong. I ain't gonna hold you. You start accepting things, you gonna have to do some things. Guys ain't ready. I'm just letting you know. Guys aren't like y'all ladies. We don't grow up watching TV and looking at how to be a father and people in our ear telling us all the things we need to be doing. That's not how we grow up. Now, ladies playing with dolls, babysitting. That ain't what dudes doing. So right then and there, disconnect. Right then and there, you need somebody to be chasing you. You can't be doing the chasing. You can't be doing the holding on super tight, making sure they don't do nothing, asking all these questions at a young age. You need to focus on what you're focusing on, and that's yourself. I'm sorry. You're going to have tons of time to date. And right now, like I tell my kid, you trying to get married right now? Oh, okay. Well, then what we doing? Let's lock in because we need tons of locking in on what we supposed to be locking in on. Schoolwork, sports, activities, personal development. You still got to learn yourself before you keep trying to introduce somebody else into your life. I get it. Everybody won't be around somebody. You're watching your friends, you're watching your family members. Everybody seem like they got somebody. But please, please, ask them if they happy. Ask them if things are going perfectly. I promise you ask the right questions, you get a little deeper in their business, you're going to see it's a lot of things you don't want to deal with right now, okay? That's all I'm saying. Now, unless somebody chasing you, they proposing, they talking seriously, then maybe we could do some things. And I'm going to be honest, I told her, hey, being an adult, you could do some adult type things as long as we taking care of ourselves, we being safe. Ain't nothing wrong with getting tested. Ain't nothing wrong with having strong standards out here in the world. Making sure people meet your standards. Don't get caught up in the moment. That moment right there might lead to some difficult decisions. Don't mean everybody's super ready. Don't mean everybody really won't be with you for the long time. Sometimes they just won't be with you right now. It's interesting, but these young kids need to learn something a little differently. I'm sorry. Now, some young kids who I think already learning some things the hard way. DDG and Haley Bailey. They back. They back. They back in the news. Now, I thought DDG was a good father. I know I'm not in their household, but I see a black man who desiring to be a father, who putting in good work that we can see. And guess what? He looked like he doing the same stuff he was doing when they was together and everything was all right. Now all of a sudden they not together. Now all he doing is a problem. Now he need restricted access. Now he need to travel across the world just to see his kid. Now, hey, look, I know about a little some of that, and I know how to get around some of that. That's all I'm saying. And it's all in the work. Now, I do wish he would stay off social media a little bit with his business. Miss India Love, that's a nice little upgrade. I ain't gonna hold you, son. That's all right. That's all right. Now she in the streets. And it seemed like it be bringing your jealous side out here a little bit too much, bro. But soon as you start posting, your ex-old lady start filing. That's all I want to say. She start wanting to bring them peoples in your business. Oh, man. Your ladies don't play fair. I ain't gonna hold you. Them ladies will use them kids in the law against you, even if you're a good father, fellas. That's all I want to say. It don't matter what you done did. You better be equal in terms of the work. Them dollars don't matter. I ain't gonna hold you. Because they gonna get that regardless. So you better make sure you can get that joint custody. That's all I want to say. You can have equal rights. Now, they're not gonna promote that the same way. That's why I'm trying to promote black positive fathers on this platform. That's it. from a strong black father who be doing his thing with his, I just want to let you know, fellas, there is a way. It don't come with posting online all your business. It don't come with spending that moolah, that manyan. That's all I'm saying. I know they want that. I know they respond very well to when you're spending that manyan. However, the laws don't see it like that. They gonna say, oh, you like spending money? Well, keep spending money. Because we looking at who doing the work, who spending the time. And I know we think time is money, but guess what? Money ain't time. Uh-oh. We teaching today, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. So I hope y'all taking care of yourselves. I hope y'all handling y'all business the right way. You better find you a mentor. Better find you somebody who doing it the right way. Look at them. See some things you like. Ask some questions. Don't be looking on social media for the mentor. Find you a real life mentor. Find you somebody who really doing the right things out here, or at least seem like they doing the right things. Tap in. Ask a few questions. A lot of people want to look from the outside and think they know something. Think they got it all figured out. You don't know nothing if you ain't asking no questions. Because that's the only way you're going to kind of get a little piece. Now, in some more music news, hey, I'm still listening to the Carter 6. I ain't going to hold you. Maria, my favorite song. Now, in some more music drama news, Carter being all set. They stay in the news when they unhappy, and now they kind of trying to find happiness again. Kind of quick. Kind of maybe some things was going on while some other stuff was going on, maybe. I don't know. Not in their business directly. I'm not even asking any questions. I know Offset asking a few questions. He wondering if some things was really true. They say Stefan Mata was around when he was around. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, I like Stefan and Cardi B a little bit. They look alright. Look like they happy. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. Everything new is great. In the beginning, everything be nothing but grits and eggs out here. I know y'all listen to the Grits and Eggs podcast. Shout them out. But everything is beautiful in the beginning. You first meet somebody, you getting to know somebody. That new sex is going great. Yeah. We love all that. But guess what? That don't build foundational things. However, it's early, so we just enjoying ourselves. Cardi B says she outside. Now, I don't know how you outside with a new man all the way, but she says she outside. Now, I want to say Offset new song was way better than Cardi B new song. And Cardi B say she coming with that new album like 3-4 months from now. I mean, not too much. You know, we protect black women over here a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to really do what she think it's going to do. All them songs kind of sound the same a little bit, but she looking all right. I don't know what kind of work she done had again. She done had them kids and she be in the gym kinda or kinda not. I don't know. People with money be doing all kind of things under the table, quietly. Again, stop watching. Stop thinking you could do what they do and you don't have their money and they not really telling you what's going on. A lot of them going under the knife, getting all that plastic surgery. But hey, fellas, y'all seem like y'all like some of that. I don't know. We natural bodies this way. We don't promote none of that enhancement stuff at all. None of that Ozempic either. So just keep that in mind. A lot of you ladies want to cheat the gym. Hey, I don't know. Y'all don't look like y'all got high blood pressure, even though y'all eat out a lot. Just saying. You know, maybe you going to get it one day and you being proactive. But right now, I think you could just go to the gym. Just a little bit. Now, somebody who been in a gym, she also said she was on that Ozempic a little bit. Lizzo got a new mixtape. I like me some Lizzo. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't like how she dressed. I like how she done took control of her weight loss. And she looking all right. I don't like how she be dressing though. I ain't gonna hold you. She be trying to dress like she's smaller than what she is. I ain't gonna hold you. I know she didn't found the size for her, but it don't bring the appeal that she think is really bringing. And nobody in our corner really let her know. A lot of you ladies be trying to put on what them slim girls be putting on, and I just want to say they got good clothes that's for you that gonna accentuate what you got. Again, like the quote say, be your own kind of beautiful, please. Pretty please. Like that's what we really want, okay? Men don't care about what you think we care about. You really not doing it for us. You doing it for your own self-esteem because you competing in your mind with the other ladies that's around. And I get it. Sex sells. So it's a double-edged sword, but you ain't got to do it like that, Lizzo. Now I'm gonna check out your mixtape eventually. Not right away. It's not on title, but I'm eventually get to it. I didn't heard a few snippets. You rapping a little bit. Okay, kinda, sorta. It's just the videos that be turning me off. Turning me off. I ain't all the way ready now. Some other people who rapping. Pusha T. The Clips. Malice. We like that y'all back. We like that Malice trying to come back into the hip hop and with that gospel rapper. All these people need money. Munyon, okay? Big munyon. They got huge lifestyle. They bills way more than your bills. So they need to figure out new ways to make money. And they don't make the same kind of money that they used to. So they got to do some things that maybe they said they wasn't going to do no more. I don't know. But that's what it looked like. Now, they got the rumor that Pusha T dissed Travis Scott on the new album. I heard a little light snippet, and I think it was a little unnecessary. I think he's looking for some buzz. Travis Scott's super huge, pause. And he got the following that the Clips wish they had still. Okay, they don't have it the same way. You 40 and up club, you unks and aunties, y'all ain't supporting consistently. Y'all show watching your dollars a lot more than what you used to do. And them youngins, they don't know nothing about y'all. Them YNs, they don't know who y'all for real. You got to reintroduce yourself, and they ain't even got the money to spend for real. So sometimes people got to generate some publicity, some marketing in different kind of ways. Now, I wish Travis Scott come back and say something, but boy, be smart. Pusha T be already prepared. Drake had to be a little smart, and then Pusha went a little low, super low. And they said Drake had a little response for him, but people in the background told him, no, you're doing too much, just let it be. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I wish people didn't feel like they had to tear another black person down in order to big themselves up. Just like Jim Jones. Now, last episode, I was telling you how Sierra was trying to talk about him, asking about his business, and she was wrong. Mind your business, Sierra. You got a man nobody want, so be comfortable where you at. Count them dollars, keep having them babies. Don't make no more music. We like that new little song a little bit, but don't make no more music, okay? Just keep being a family woman a little bit more, please. Maybe be a dance choreographer or something, please. Because you could dance, but we don't really want to hear that music from you, like talking about, all right? We know you're not writing your own stuff, but stay in your lane. Like I said, 40 and up club, stay in your lane, please. Y'all don't even like when they calling y'all aunties and unks, but you're looking like aunties and unks out here. That's all I want to say. But Jim Jones, you think you better than Nas? You think the YNs like you better than Nas? Hey, just because you in the streets, bruh, and them YNs stay in them streets, you think they know you? I don't know, but I think Nas is way better. It's not even close. Musically, of course, but you trying to generate buzz. Again, why we got to tear our own down to big ourselves up? That's what I just don't understand all the way. I wish they never made social media. I'm going to be honest. I know some of y'all making a few dollars off of it, but a lot of y'all getting a lot of that depression, a lot of that low self-esteem from being on social media as much as y'all. You watching what everybody else doing way more than you just focus on what you need to be doing. Getting back in the studio. Now, Jim Jones' album was pretty good recently. Better than that last Nas album. So I get what he's saying, but I don't get what he's saying. And he know better, but he don't care. He think he in the streets, and Nas don't want to fight. So if you don't want to fight, if Jim Jones think he could beat you up, then he might talk about you. That's how it go. Nah, he was trying to talk about Shannon Sharpe, and Shannon Sharpe said, I might holler at you. But I don't think Shannon Sharpe want all the smoke. But Shannon Sharpe might want a little smoke. I don't know. But it then got quiet after they last little interview. I don't know why Shannon Sharp letting any and everybody come on a new podcast with him and Ocho. Although I like Joe Johnson more than Ocho, but not too much on sports right now. We'll get back into it a little later. And some other people I wish would not say as much as they recently did. Mr. T-Pain, bro. You know I love me some T-Pain. Pause. I know pause. I love T-Pain. I love his music. I went to one of his most recent concerts and had a blast. And I don't go to concerts. But T-Pain, you my guy, bro. But Drake more my guy. I ain't gonna hold you. Drizzy, hey, look. Keep your mouth shut and you ain't got nothing nice to say. That's all I want to say. And it was light, but stop bringing up somebody bigger than you. Pause. That's a pause that time. Stop bringing up people like that who you think you could gain some type of notoriety behind just because you talking about them. Now, Drake ain't going to respond and talk about you. He might make a good song, but again, he might not. We respect T-Pain. We look up to T-Pain. T-Pain is one of them. And that's why my guy Chris Brown had to come out and give a nice little post saying that T-Pain deserves his flowers. And he does. I think T-Pain was having a little moment. He's been not being as appreciated as he need to be. Soon as Future came in the mix, T-Pain lost a lot of mojo. A lot of people just start hopping off T-Pain wave and on that Future wave. And they really about wasn't what. But when you get a little older, sometimes it's time to move on to something a little more younger, a little more hotter. And that's what's been going on. Even though T-Pain still be making some good music. And when he remade all those classic songs singing without the auto-tune, that's a classic. I still have a few of those songs on repeat. Like I said, T-Pain really can sing out here. T-Pain really can perform. He's really a great entertainer. But keep your mouth shut about other people, y'all. It ain't just T-Pain. It ain't just Jim Jones. Everybody. You don't have something nice to say? Mind your business, please. Even if you got some feelings, keep it away from social media. These people with platforms, who got podcasts, who got YouTube shows, they are trying to bait you in to some controversy. They don't care. They just giving you the platform to tear you down. Again, that's not just for the famous people. That's for all you regular folk out here too. Be careful talking too much, saying the wrong things. You better think about it first. Better say no comment. Like I said, my name come up, no comment. You know T? You know Mr. Lightskin Key Sweat? No comment. That's what I want here. Refer everybody to the podcast. Show them that subscribe button on YouTube. That's all I would like. And if they got some questions, please send them directly to me. I answer all questions. Not really. I don't answer shit. However, let me respond so I can tell them, mind your business if you don't want to. This go for family members, people you think I didn't have relationships with, friendships with, anybody, family members. They better call. If not, leave me alone. And if they asking you, just know they did not ask me, because the answers would have got answered this way. But moving on. Hey, look, you hear Monica and Brandy got a little tour. All y'all want to go out there, spend y'all few little dollars. Y'all not spending it in the kitchen, but y'all want to go to every concert, and everybody is going on tour. And I'm not going to lie, this a little late. When we was asking for the Monica and Brandy tour, they said, no, we not friends still. I said, damn, why it take for people to have to be broke? For people to not be generating the same revenue to pay their bills and live the same lifestyle. Now all of a sudden they want to figure out how to regenerate some things. Although I like it. I like people coming together. I like people working through their issues. However, don't benefit off my back. Don't try to capitalize off of me. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm not going. All y'all gonna go, and a lot of y'all gonna take pictures and post videos, and I hear them same old songs while I'm watching y'all videos on social media. Although I think Brandon gonna wash Monica. I ain't gonna hold you. Brandon way better than Monica. That's why people can't get past some of them differences. But Monica nice. I like me some Monica now. But Brandon can't compete. Top 5 female for sure. If not, top 5. Now, Brandon, again, not as many albums as I would like from Brandon. She's still living off some of that Moesha money. That's why it came back on Netflix a few years back. So nobody watching it no more. Now she got to go on tour. That's all I want to say. She can't depend on her brother because he take money out the pocket, not put money in the pocket. So keep that in mind. Everybody ain't helping. Just like Pharrell did not help Mr. Rick Ross. Now, I ain't going to get too much on Mr. Rick Ross as we don't like him anymore. Sorry. I'm loyal. I like who I like. And when you're hating out loud, I don't support that. Not hating somebody I like, oh no, I don't like that. And he was jumping into some stuff ain't had nothing to do in. And I thought we was all friends. And you went and showed out. And guess what? That new song, not too much, but that ain't it, dog. I know you got Pharrell because you thought Pharrell was hot. He worked on that whole Clips album, so you was like, yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of that. This ain't it, dog. I ain't gonna hold you, but hope y'all had a good time. Video look alright. Now something else that's looking alright. That Diddy trial. Now he not my guy. I don't want to say too much. I ain't saying I support all the Freaknik type activities. Mainly because he really wasn't participating. I don't like that. I'm not paying to watch somebody else that got the same parts as me do some things with my lady. That's all I want to say. A few of my ladies, not at the same time. He had different ladies at different times, but he was paying multiples to do things. Oh, nah, bro. You didn't cross a line that I ain't crossing, okay? I don't even want to see the other guy. Even when I'm watching my little video, not too much on my videos, but when I'm watching my little video, you can't help but see some stuff, but I ain't seeing. If you hear what I'm saying, I'm focused on what I want to focus on. Fast forwarding on some parts that I don't need to be paying attention to just because that's not what excites me. I get it, Mr. P did it. That's what excites you, but because they tried to get you convicted on some things all them women was willing participants on. We're going to say it. That's why he going to get off. I'm going to say it right here first. Y'all never really support the black man. We going to get into it a little later, but y'all really change tune every time y'all see the brother man out here making mistakes. Doing some things because everybody doing some things you say you wouldn't do. However, we never know what we're going to really do in life until we do it. And why can't we get some forgiveness? God be forgiving you for your shit. Why can't we forgive other people? See, that be the problem right there. That's the world we live in. You want forgiveness, but you don't know how to give any. Like I said, it ain't my business. And I thought 20 or 30 million sound like some forgiveness should be around, but she was the first one testifying multiple days. I don't like that. Everybody testifying was getting checks. Some of them still getting paid, but they over there testifying. No comment. That was easy. I ain't even got paid. No comment over here. Judge, prosecutor. I don't know nothing. I respectfully decline. I'm minding my business. I ain't see nothing. See how that work? That's what I need. I ain't gonna hold you. Not that I'm giving you something to see, but just know if you ever saw something, you didn't see nothing. That's all I want to say. I don't know, but I know. Mind your business. Move on with your life if that's where you're at. Or come on back. But don't be doing all that talking. Don't be doing all that snitching. Snitching get stitches. All right. Keep playing. Play with the right ones. Some people ain't to be played with. I just know his team said he didn't need to go testify. And maybe it would have exposed them to some more questions. Maybe. But nobody can speak better for me than me. Nobody can defend me better than I can. And I'm not leaving it in the hands of other people. And they didn't even call nobody on his side. They said, you know what? We feel good. I said, I promise you, you wouldn't have felt that good in my case because I'm talking. While the whole trial was going on, I was going to be taking notes, getting ready for my testimony. I would have been like, oh, she had 3 days? I'm going to have me 5. Let me take the whole week. Nothing but talking. Nothing but explaining. Nothing but saying I'm sorry. That's what I would have did. That's what I would do if I was in that situation. Hopefully, I never be in one of those type of situations. Now, somebody who wish they wasn't in their situation, Mr. Fat Joe. Now, I think it's time to change your name. I ain't gonna hold you a little bit, but you ain't Slim Joe, so I guess Mr. Fat Joe it is. But hey, sir, I don't know. This guy was super close. I hope he don't have no direct evidence. Now, I don't like his lawyer. His lawyer seemed super African. And then the lawyer got arrested for doing some things he did. That ain't looking good for the guy who accusing Fat Joe of some things. He not even saying the things he did to him. He won't do some snitching. He won't say Fat Joe been out here in these streets messing with these little girls. Nah, Mr. Fat Joe, that ain't it. That ain't it. I know you guys with some money think y'all could do a lot of things, but they gotta have some standards and some limitations out here in the world. I don't care what they looking like. I don't care if they almost legal. You got to have some bigger standards than that. You got to ask yourself, would you want somebody to talk to your daughter if she was that age? That's what you got to ask. That's what I ask myself. And every time I say turn the other cheek, turn the other way, don't be looking. And they be wanting you to look. Don't be looking. Don't be talking. Move around. Again, have some standards. Again, I don't know. This guy could just be hating, but he could not be hating. And we think we could spend that money to make some stuff go away, and you might. But I hope he ain't got no proof. And most times, people who come out saying some things got a little proof. They ain't got a lot. They got a little bit. So what you gonna do? Now, Mr. Tyler Perry, we're gonna move out of music and move into entertainment news a little bit. You like people who don't look like you a little bit more than we thought. And we're not talking about gender right now. We already kind of knew you maybe dibbled and dabbled a smidge. Maybe you was what they call fluent a little bit more than not. We all suspected that. Cat Williams already told us them men who be wearing them dresses, they be doing some strange things for some change. Now, Mr. Tyler Perry, I thought you had all the change in the world. I thought you could do what you want, and maybe you thought you could. You thought you had your little buddy. You thought you could spend a couple of dollars. You thought you were Mr. Sugar Daddy out here. I don't know. See, you stick with your own kind. Maybe it don't happen like that. Maybe your business stay your business. Everybody think they're a little more above the standard, but God gonna keep showing you. They gonna keep letting you know where you at. And you trying to sweep some of this under the rug a little bit, but this already out, bro. And he want big dollars. Now, they say you recruited him just to be on a TV show with no acting experience right then and there. That's questionable. I ain't gonna hold you. Right then and there, I better not be on the jury because I'm going to ride with the black side, but in the back of my mind, I'm saying you did it a little bit. I don't know about all a little bit, but I'm saying you did a few things. You was using your money and your power a little bit. However, see, when you messing with somebody who ain't got nothing like what you got, they might be trying to come up. They might try to take advantage. They might not be there for the right reasons. So this going to be interesting. Although this has gotten very quiet, I'm not sure. Again, find you somebody who there for the right reasons. The only way you're going to know that if you have high standards. The only way you're going to know that if you don't lead with your money. That's a start. That's how you might find a little love. You still might not get the love, but you'll find some of the love if you ain't giving none of the money or the monetary things. Now, Mr. Simon and Miss Portia, $40K for 15 months? That's why women doing what they doing right there. She ain't even got the kid. and still getting 40K every month for 15 months. She happy. She ain't like you, bruh. She like what you could do for her. That's it. Fellas, y'all got to be careful out here. A lot of y'all don't even know how to do the work to get the love. A lot of y'all looking at the things you don't even qualify for. Let's start with that. Simon wasn't supposed to be messing with no Portia. Right then and there, bro. If you don't have the same attractive level as she got, she there for the wrong reasons, bro. To all you regular guys out here, if she look 2 times better than you or more, she not there for the love. She not. Now, if you broke and she's still there, she there for the love, bro. Hold on to that one tight. But you be outside spending money, whining and dining. Hey, bro, she not there because you look good. And I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't say this in previous episodes. You got to like how I look. You got to think your boy is cute at the bare minimum. Now, I'm glad I ain't got to worry about that. But just know that's always been the standard. I refuse to leave with my money because I see what y'all doing out here. You want somebody who gonna be a little more genuine. Shit, you want somebody who bringing some money too. That's what you want. That's how you find ways to see if they there for you. They don't want to get hurt either if they bringing some money. They don't want to be used. But the ones ain't got nothing, they don't mind doing some using. That's all I want to say a little bit. They don't mind asking you for a little cash out. Again, mind your business. Figure it out. But make sure people there for the right reasons. And the only way you're going to find out is through your standards. Going out, eating out, buying drinks, buying gifts. You're not going to find love that way. Start off with the cheap dates. See if that gets you some good love. See if that make them come over to the house and drop it low a little bit. That's all I want to say. If they doing some of that and you ain't even told them what you do, you ain't spent no real money, and they got a good job, you might be on to something, fellas. Maybe you somebody. Maybe you looking like something a little bit. But fellas, stop dressing trashy. Make sure you put something on at all times. You could go buy that new Drake cologne. It smell good on me. I don't know about what it gonna do for y'all, but it smell good on me. So, again, invest in yourself so you don't have to invest in somebody else. Keep that in mind. Now, I see everybody been in Paris. Everybody think they fashionistas out here. Male and female. Again, why can't the black community stay in the black community? Because I promise you, they don't like y'all in Paris. They happy for all your money that you're spending out that way during this time, but they ready for y'all to leave. So if you stay in your own community, if you build up your own community, you can have Paris Week right in the city you live in. But a lot of y'all are followers. So it is what it is. They go promote somebody to a position that you really like Pharrell. The Louis Vuitton gear and stuff is looking all right. He didn't put a little twist to it, modernize some things. However, it ain't worth the price point. That's all I'm saying. I get it. It ain't for us. You know, hey, regular folk, how about y'all stop trying to compete where your dollars really ain't at? Everybody trying to keep up with the Joneses, and you don't make Joneses type money. Your last name ain't even Jones. That's all I want to say. You know, figure it out a different way, please. Now, somebody else who need to figure it out, Miss B. Simone. Look, you were trying to recruit the baby again for like the 3rd time, and he shut that shit down. Nobody got time for that platonic friendship. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know. Talking about we platonic. He said, what that mean? I said, you right. Nobody playing like that. Especially when you're crying broke, boo. Now, seem like you ain't been the best friend to a lot of people. That's why you've been being called out. That's why you ain't been supported right now, for real. And a lot of people shop at H&M. Ain't that many people ever been to Bloomingdale's. So you out here already living above your means. You wasn't really managing well the few dollars you had been making. Because now you acting like you broke. Now, I get it. You're not broke. But you can't do what you used to do. And whoever can. Sometimes there's highs, sometimes there's lows. That's why you have to go ahead and be smart, be proactive. Make sure you got consistent revenue coming in before you spend that kind of money. Now, I get it. You wasn't making that kind of money like that to be able to think it was never going to stop and you still was going to be good. But I wish you didn't go to social media to put your business out there, but you're looking for some compassion and some sympathy. And nobody really giving it to you like I'm seeing. I don't know what's going on, but it don't seem like people care. People really shitting on you a little bit. A lot of people kind of talking about you just a little bit more than you probably expected. Even your friend who you was talking to was telling you that they were surprised at some of the things you had did during that time. You wasn't as supportive to her. However, a lot of you ladies be having a bunch of best friends because there's another best friend. And we thought you had a few other best friends before that. So we not keeping track, ladies, but everybody ain't your friend. That's all I want to say. Everybody ain't your bestie. You ain't got to go to everybody event. Sometimes it's cool to stay at home with your man. And guess what? If you ain't got no man, you definitely need to leave them ladies alone. You need to be on them dating apps. Need to be trying to figure out what that look like. You need to find you a good man because them ladies ain't gonna never pay them bills. You're gonna need somebody who gonna put something on that. And nobody gonna put something on there like a man. That's all I want to say. Not consistently. Now look, ladies, don't be trapping them men. Don't be trying to have them babies so that the man stick around and so you can get that new check consistently. Don't do that. God gonna see some of that. You see Ashanti and Nelly out here, they happy. I like what they got going on. Now, Ashanti, that baby weight, but Ashanti's still Ashanti. She's still all right. But she said Nelly don't be wanting to change no diapers. I promise you, ladies, none of these men are ready to be all the way big time fathers. Now, they going to do some things, but they not going to do some things, okay? See, one thing I learned about being a father, a great father, the best father in the world, that you got to be like the women. You don't wake up and want to do some shit. You do some shit anyway. Just like how y'all get up and go to work. You don't ask no questions. You just get up and go. Nobody want to go to work. Damn sure not for somebody else. However, you get up, you go, you don't ask no questions, and you do what you got to do. Same with being a parent. You just got to do what you got to do. Them kids didn't ask to be here. So when you make them, you got to take care of them. And take care of them with your time, not your money. But hey, Ashanti, you wanted his ass. You were trying to be with some other people, and it wasn't working out. And then he slid back at a good time, and you said, oh, you still making a couple dollars? Country grandma still make money? All right. Well, maybe so. However, fellas, make sure you're looking like something. See, she still was attracted to Nelly, even though they had some history that wasn't always the best. They still had to rekindle some things. They had to fix some old issues. However, she still liked how her man looked. See, that's key, fellas. They got to be attracted. You better be looking better than most of these other guys that they also like too, or at least comparable. I know they don't want to promote your looks because then these ladies get a little jealous too. They don't want you stepping outside when you get that fresh haircut all the time, especially if they're not there. They don't like you going hang out with the fellas with that new outfit on, smelling good, putting that Drake cologne on. However, that's what gonna keep them around a little bit. Not too much. You can't do too much, but you gotta be doing a little something. You gotta be keeping it spicy, keeping it fresh, keeping them interested in something other than your money. Now, some people at my job recently are losing their job. All our admin positions are going away. It's super sad. Today was the last day of my current admin. Not that she didn't have a few opportunities, but she's not personally in a position to want to learn new things, even though they said they will position people in other roles. However, you got to be willing to learn and do new things. She's stuck in her ways a little bit, not too much on her, but she wasn't trying to do too much adjusting, and she finally put her retirement papers in. Super sad. Now, what's not super sad is your boy moving on to the next phase, the final phase of that job I've been trying to get. Now, they been liking your boy a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. They taking their time trying to give me the job. And it's about the 5th interview I gotta go on to get this job. But I am happy to know somebody wants your boy. I told y'all, you go where you want it. You go where people are valuing you. And my current job ain't valuing me as much. That's why my 2 weeks notice is already written. That's why I've already planned to take leave during that 2-week period. I'm not even working them last 2 weeks that I put in that notice, because I don't plan on coming back. So it's just a formality. They don't even know yet. But I'm ready. And I'm going to take a little time off in between, but I'm ready. So I got that new interview. They say it's the final interview. I got to do a joint interview with about 4 to 5 people. So I'm going to prepare during this holiday weekend because the big day is Monday. And I'm ready. I've been studying this shit like it's a test. I've been researching, getting my mind right, staying focused, staying locked in, because I want to control what I can control. And they already liking your boy a little bit, so I just want to make sure I don't mess nothing up. I want to make sure I don't tell them too much about myself, because when people learn too much, they learn that it's not all that they thought it would be. I'm trying not to talk a lot. I'm trying to only ask questions when they say ask questions. I'm only trying to respond to questions when they say respond to questions. I'm just trying to be on my best behavior. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna introduce them to who I am after I get the job, after I get comfortable and I learn the ropes. But right now, I got to do what I got to do to get the job. Now, I got the bow tie already lined down for the interview. I've been hitting them with a new bow tie shirt combo every interview. So we not going to switch up. I know it's getting hot. I don't know where the heat came from. I know it's a little extra hot than normal. And I ain't even at home where it is the hottest. So shout out to everybody back home, because I know y'all sweating, but y'all used to it because y'all ain't went nowhere. So not too much on y'all. All love. But I'm hoping this new job comes soon. I'm ready for change. See, a lot of people scared for change. A lot of people nervous for change. And that's why they not seeking change. But me, I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm locked in. Especially if they're paying them big dollars. I ain't gonna hold you. They come with that right number. I told them what that number is. And they said it might be cool. But just in case, I keep letting them know, don't let the number scare you away. We could talk. Let me see what you talking about. But we could talk. Also, hopefully, after I get this job, your boy is going to take the rest of the year off from drinking. I like not drinking a lot more than drinking these days, especially the older I'm getting. Your boy need more recovery time than he used to. Although we still strong out here, so don't challenge. We still drink you under the table. But what we saying is we depending a little more on the drinking when we out. So I can't wait till I do that drug test. I can't wait till I get this job, because I'm getting away from that drinking. I think I'm eventually phase out all drinking. Not just for the rest of this year, but we gonna gradually keep taking away that drinking, because I'm not seeing it be positive these days. And I want to make sure that I'm helping myself more than I'm hurting myself. Even though we ain't having no issues, but we gonna be super proactive this way. And I'm watching what's going on out here, and they really want to attack the people who be drinking. And I know I ain't really been trying to drink and drive as much as I used to be. I've been doing a little bit more of that drinking at home, but I want to cut it out. It's not as expensive as I've been on that wine crazy, but I still want to get away from some of it. I really do. You got to learn, you got to grow, you got to find new things to do. And guess what? I'm not dependent on it. You don't need to be dependent on it. Find you some other things, some other habits maybe, if you can. Not too much on us. But some other things I'm trying to not be dependent on. Eating out. I'm trying to cook more. I've been cooking more. I've been having to tell people I don't want to eat out, even though we treat ourselves. We do some things from time to time. However, the prices keep going up and the quality keep going down. That's what I don't like. If I was getting a good bang for my buck, then I would be okay. But you see what's going on in the world? Don't think because they ain't talking about them tariffs that them groceries ain't still going up. Don't think because them eggs then went down a little bit that prices still ain't higher than they used to be. And we almost had some more stuff going on that was about to impact what we got going on here. So be careful. But ladies don't like to cook, fellas. So you better cook more to make sure you bring that balance if you're trying to save more. Because them ladies will still eat. They like to eat. They don't care who cooking for real, long as you cooking good things. So if you willing to do the work, then you can save some dollars that way. I don't mind doing work. I don't mind saving them dollars. I don't really want to do the work, but I will. So I was out recently at one of my favorite restaurants, and I saw they had crab cakes on the menu that I hadn't tried before. And I decided to try, but before I tried it, I asked the lady, hey, what kind of crab meat y'all use? And she said lump crab meat. I said, okay. I said, you want to check that first? And I forgot to verify because she never came back and said what it was. But I ordered it anyway because I love me some crab cakes. And it came back, it was blue crab cakes. I said, ugh. You know, it's cool, but it wasn't the same. She told me it was lump. You know the difference if you know the difference. It was still all right though, but that's not what I would have ordered if I knew it was blue crab. So, like I said, I'm going out. These restaurants are misleading you just so you spend big money. I go to the bar the other day. I say, hey, let me get one of them blue moons. I ain't had a blue moon in a minute. I'm letting them know. Can you put a little splash of that orange juice with that orange slice? See, you got to add that orange juice. Some people, if you really want to know, add that Grand Marnier. But not too much, not too much. And they say, you want that little daddy or that big daddy? I said, oh, y'all trying to play with people's minds out here. Y'all trying to be manipulative. I said, give me the little daddy. I'm on little daddy time right now. See, they laugh. I said, but see, you want my money. See how that works sometimes, fellas? You got to be careful. Don't fall for the traps. Like I said, you ain't got guys at the bar serving you drinks. You got ladies serving drinks to the guys. I ain't seen too many male bartenders as I used to. But just know they trying to manipulate just to get your money. And if they don't know you, they adding gratuity automatically at any price point. I say, oh no, we got to change how this go down because I don't play like that. I read all the fine print. But they were trying to play your boy a little bit. But when you're confident in yourself, when you know you big daddy, whether you buying little daddy drinks or not, it don't matter. Stay in your lane. Stay focused. Make sure you got good standards around. Now, I don't think a lot of y'all got good standards because a lot of y'all going back to Red Lobster. Shout out to Red Lobster. They got a black CEO. They know how to get them blacks in there. My guy Chuck, he didn't already posted. He going back. He going to check them out. I need to see if he already been. But I did see that they charging almost $50 for one of them seafood ball bags. Now, I done seen a few critics who done ran up there already, and I'm getting mixed reviews. A lot of people don't even know how to eat good seafood. I just want to throw that out there. A lot of y'all don't even know how to crack them crabs, okay? I ain't even seen a full cluster in that bag. They trying to sprinkle in a little more of that lobster, which is cool, but nothing's cool for $50. I ain't gonna hold you. They say they got more garlic on there versus the Cajun sauce. A lot of watered down butter. That's just what they say. I ain't going. You know, real quick sidebar. Who got better biscuits? Red Lobster or Texas Roadhouse? Because I ain't gonna hold you. I think Texas Roadhouse, they close. They got their own butter too now. And Texas Roadhouse be all right. And their prices be a little cheaper. And they don't make you go to the bathroom as much when you eating their food. So I'm just gonna say, keep that in mind. But let me know if you like Texas Roadhouse biscuits or you like them Cheddar Bay biscuits from Red Lobster. Now, I like them Cheddar Bay biscuits from Red Lobster. And I also like that you could buy the box at the store. and make them at home. And guess what? They taste almost just as good. 85% or more. Maybe if you follow the recipe a little more to the T, you might get close to 90, 95%. But mine been about 85, 90, which is decent enough. And I'm getting way more than the little 6 come in the basket. But we can't eat all that bread right now, okay? I'm just letting you know. Stay away from them carbs. We trying to slim down. We trying to stay little daddy size, not big daddy size, even though we big daddy. So figure out what you gonna do. Now, I also saw recently that somebody I follow shared that Whole Foods sell raw oysters for $1 on Fridays, about a dozen. So I'm thinking about going to give me a couple dozen real soon. Just like I went and got me a few boxes of crab legs from Kroger. Them been my favorite crab legs lately. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm only buying crab legs that I can make at home. I ain't even spending no money on crab legs out and about. They only want to give you one cluster and they want to charge you $20, $25 a cluster. They not even seasoning the water that they boiling the crab legs in. They not. They want to hit you with the sauce and lay it on top, and then you got to dip your crab meat in the sauce. I don't come from that, y'all. I know a lot of y'all used to that, but that ain't real, okay? I just want to let you know. You can have your little dipping sauce if you want to, but the crab meat supposed to be already flavored inside because it been soaking, okay? It been soaking in the flavor. That's what you want. And they don't have enough time to soak it in the flavor because they making it as you order it. So keep that in mind. But a lot of y'all don't care. Y'all just know y'all ain't cooking it. That's all y'all really want these days. Food that y'all ain't had to worry about cooking. And don't care what the price point is, because some of y'all, not too much on y'all ladies, not paying for y'all food when y'all out. I just want to say that. Now, if you work for a great company, maybe you got that good company card that pay for some of your meals. I get some of that, a little bit. But it's spoiling you. That's all I want to say, not too much. Just like 4th of July been spoiling a lot of us. A lot of y'all getting ready for Essence. Now, I recently used the grill that I got for a gift a few months ago. And food I made on there was all right. Grilling is not what I usually go to, as I'm not eating the meat. I'm eating the seafood, okay? I ain't putting no bacon on the grill, so mind your business. But that seafood, we gonna do some things this weekend. 4th of July coming up. It's on a Friday. Now, everybody should be off. I know y'all wasn't off for Juneteenth, but I hope a lot of y'all off. I don't want to see no red, white, and blue like y'all super American citizens like that, okay? They ain't been taking care of people look like you. I ain't gonna hold you. If you listen to this podcast, then you either like people look like me or you look like me. And just know you shouldn't really wear your red, white, and blue. Like my cousin said a few weeks ago, we need to start celebrating the holidays that's more for us a little bit more louder than we celebrating the ones that's not. And Trump already said he trying to take away Juneteenth. I told y'all he was going to do that top of the year. He not keeping stuff that's for black folk. But a lot of y'all said he was going to be for y'all, and that's why y'all voted for him. So I knew y'all wasn't that smart, but I'm just hoping y'all listen eventually, or y'all seeing some of the writing on the wall, because he doing what he want, and a lot of it ain't for people look like you. Now, just because you can't get deported don't mean he still ain't gonna make it hard for y'all here. Better be ready to impeach or something. Figure it out. But we not supporting them bad habits. Now, when I get on that grill, I might put my Unk shorts on and my Unk button up on with them slides, okay? Now, they ain't gonna be them Walmart slides, because we don't buy slides from Walmart, but we gonna find something comparable in the closet already. But we gonna put the fit on with our apron. Shout out to aprons. Make sure you get your apron. But why did the month of June go by so fast? I just feel like the older we getting, the clock is just ticking faster and faster and faster. Now, I know it's been ticking the same way, so we not gonna act like it's really ticking faster, but it feel like, one, we don't get enough rest on the weekend. As soon as the weekend get here, we go to sleep a little bit, we have a good little time, and next thing you know, you wake up and it's Sunday night and you got to get up in the morning to go to work. And We don't like that, okay? So we got to figure out something, y'all. Please share how we can preserve ourselves a little bit more if we can. We could start by cooking more at home and going to the gym, but y'all don't want to hear that part, okay? But I do know we getting older. I keep being reminded that we getting older because I keep being invited to different class reunions that's coming up. Every couple years, next thing you know, you got 15, 20, 25. I don't know. The numbers keep going up, and I ain't been going to most of them. So I'm going to have to figure out if I'm going to go to this one. This one kind of last minute. It's not super expensive as they not doing that much. Seem like the stuff they be doing at my old high school is for people who still live nearby. It's not for the people who live afar because it's costing me way more money to come in town than it is for me to go to the actual event. They won't go hang out and do things in the field at the high school. So it's not really seeming too worthwhile for me, although they might have an event or two elsewhere associated with it. But the main event is at the high school. I don't want to go back there like that. Not me. Now, some of y'all teach, but I'll watch y'all videos when y'all post about it. Also, since June is over with, I guess men's mental health is over with as well. I guess people not as concerned with the men's mental health. I would say that right after the first week, like I said, y'all wasn't really talking about it that much. Y'all really wasn't that focused on protecting the men's mental health, especially during the month of men's mental health. So I don't want to add too much sauce, but just want you to know that I've been noticing that y'all wasn't really noticing too much. And y'all then forgot a little bit and then they got real quiet. Just like it was quiet around Father's Day and Juneteenth Day. People was complaining that the stores for Juneteenth, they ain't have no good desserts. They was really playing in your face, but I ain't seen nobody boycotting. So I guess it wasn't that big of a deal to you this year. You better make it a big deal so they don't take it away. Now, something they can't take away, but they still don't be supporting Father's Day. Hey, I don't know. I think fathers are getting better. I think fathers are stepping up more, but I'm still hearing from the fathers that they're not being celebrated as loudly as their mothers, okay? And they doing good things. They being consistent. They doing what they told to do for sure. But Father's Day was super light, and it was quiet on social media too. See, me, I made sure to reach out to all the fathers that I kind of remembered. Sorry if I missed you, but a lot of the guys that I knew who were fathers, I made sure to give them some kind words. Let them know that they need to treat themselves and not be dependent and waiting. And maybe if you're not being treated and celebrated the same way, maybe you need to make Mother's Day a little light. That's all I want to say. And shout out to you guys who still be doing stuff for the mothers who you not with no more. Because they don't be doing nothing for you when you not with them no more. But you still might be doing some things. And I get it because they be usually doing more than you. They be holding down them kids. They be raising them kids way more than you. Don't be no weekend dad now. You need to be celebrating that mom if you a weekend dad. If you ain't on child support, you need to be celebrating the moms a little more louder. The moms still could celebrate some of us, huh? A little bit. And just know I could be the greatest father in the world. Just know your boy ain't celebrated. Some people still be a little bitter out here. I don't know, But I went to church on Father's Day since it was on a Sunday, and church tried to celebrate. All the fathers in there, they gave a nice little box lunch. It wasn't hidden on much, but it was something. And Pastor was talking good about the fellas. He said, in his opinion, Father's Day is the third best holiday, right after Jesus' birthday, which y'all call Christmas, and Resurrection Sunday, which y'all call Easter. So Father's Day came right after that. Now, a lot of the moms wasn't too happy behind that, but that's what he said. He said, we need to be out here doing a little bit more, putting fathers back where they need to be put at, and then maybe they'll be doing more things like they should. I don't know. These days, you seem like fathers got more animosity. They more upset. Again, did you earn something though, fellas? Did you do the work to get what you should be getting, or you just want to get just because they get? It's a big difference. Make sure you're handling business, because that's the only thing should be celebrated. Now, in Pastor's message, he said Hey, all you really need in life is God and yourself. You need to believe in yourself. And if you got God on your side, that's all you need. You don't need everybody else supporting and believing the same way. You can be super successful with just you and God. Now, I say that all the time, but y'all don't like to listen to me. I'm just quoting some sources. Now, something else I loved about going to church that day, they had a father who sings in the choir. This was the first time he was able to sing with his adult daughter, and they did very well. Had a nice little duet, really almost brought some tears in the house. You like when the father-daughter combo come together a little bit. I know mine be up and down sometimes. Sometimes you like your boy, sometimes you don't, but when we doing well, we doing great. But these women be super emotional. I don't know. But I was thinking while I was at church, what is a good father? So I'm going to read a few things to you that I wrote down. A good father don't let the mother stop them from doing what they have to do. Also, a good father continues to be there even after them kids put them second after the mom. Now look, I remember asking my kid when she was young, hey, what can I do to be number one? And she started using it to her advantage. I remember her telling me while we was at the store one day, I thought you wanted to be number one. I said, you know what, bro? Don't worry about it. I'm going to settle for number two and I'm going to be all right. You're not about to use me. And at that young age, she was already ready. Okay. Sometimes it's in them, not on them. Okay. Sometimes it's just who they are, women. And I respectfully declined and went back to number two. I'm okay with that. I know I'm number one, but if she don't care, then why should I care too? Also, a good father continues to provide even when they are only looked at as the bank. Again, fellas, if you lead with your money, don't be mad that that's all they see. See, if you don't lead with your money, then they got to come for other things because they're not used to coming for the money because you normally saying not right now. Don't say no. Say not right now. Say I ain't got it. Say maybe later. Find other words that say no but not no. Also, a good father continues training, teaching, even when the kids don't want to listen. I remember training the kid in the driveway at one of the old houses. Mom wasn't supporting me working her out crazy, making her run laps, trying to make sure she was in shape. But I still was doing it. Kid crying while she running them laps. I did not care. I got a girl. I'm a girl dad. I don't care. You want to do this sport? You be hurt when you don't be on the team, when you don't make the team? Okay. We gonna do the work to make sure we don't have that happen no more. We gonna figure it out. I'm not gonna sit there and support bad habits. I'm not just gonna support them emotions. I want you to be successful. Also, a good father continues when they don't get the credit or the appreciation. Again, you got to make sure you're talking to God to make sure you get all the value you're supposed to be getting. You're not going to always be appreciated. You're not going to always be valued. Like I said, it's crazy how sometimes the ladies don't support them fathers, especially when they're not together. Everything was cool and good when you was doing them same things and y'all was in a relationship. In the moment y'all not in a relationship, now all of a sudden them things ain't good enough no more. Keep that in mind, fellas. They're sending mixed signals. So you better make sure you're holding yourself accountable. You're not just settling, not just being comfortable with doing the bare minimum. And these ladies don't always care how they be speaking to you and treating you either. So in addition to being valued, they might talk to you like a little dog. So be careful. They might not talk to you at all. Might not communicate like they should. Again, what you gonna do? Again, you don't need nobody to tell you what your kid doing if you're around, if you're involved. I'm just want to teach you a few things. You ain't got to have conversations if you on the email list, if you show up to all the parent-teacher conferences, if you know what them grades looking like. See, these days, everything posted online if you want to know. You don't need to be reminded if you care. A lot of y'all too busy. A lot of y'all won't go to work. I don't like going to work. But again, it ain't about the money. See, they act like it's about the money, but it's really about that time. That's what people gonna value. That's what people gonna remember. You know, I hope my kid remember a lot of the time that I gave her. Recently, we went on our trip to Texas, had a bowling tournament, and I asked her before we went, I said, hey, you gonna leave me when I get there? You know I don't know nobody out here. Got me all the way in the middle of nowhere. I said, you know, are you choosing to go be with them or you gonna be with me? Just let me know. I'm cool, but don't play me. Don't have me out there looking crazy. She said, hey, I'm going to be with you. They only have this one event that I'm going to go to, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to be with you. I said, cool. And I was even asked again, hey, you coming to this dinner that they doing? I was like, nope, I'm all right. I'm going to drop off though. And I'm going to pick up, but I'm good on coming to the event. I don't know nobody. Y'all not going nowhere where I want to eat at. I'm okay with doing my own thing, especially knowing that she coming back later on. But you got to ask questions. You got to communicate to the kids too. I had to let mine know, hey, you got 2 sets, 2 good sets. Go ahead and enjoy your time over there. But guess what? You're going to get to enjoy your time over here too. In addition to that, you get 2 of everything now. Ain't no big joint, nothing. At least not in my opinion. I can't do it. Maybe that ain't where I'm at, but I can't do it. I feel uncomfortable. It be one-sided. It just be me over there. I ain't gonna be doing that often. However, I know that mean I got to make sure I do too. And I'm cool with that. I'm gonna do it my way. Whatever I want to do. However much money I want to spend. And best believe it's gonna be a little bit better than what they were doing just because I'm competitive. So not too much on me and my business. But like I said, we just took this flight and I want to give some little updates. I'm still scared when I'm flying. I ain't gonna hold you. I know a lot of y'all keep hopping on them planes ready to go everywhere. But too much be in the news for me to be all the way comfortable. Although, ain't nothing you could do when you get on that plane. You better say a prayer and hope that God protecting you and it ain't your time. And that's all I was doing. Although I was refreshing myself up on all the rules and regulations and what to do in case of an emergency. I definitely was studying that pamphlet in the back of the seats, making sure I knew how to put that mask on. I knew where that life preserver was at. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use it. You don't see a lot of people talking after an accident that everybody was able to do all that. They usually ain't talking no more. But I definitely was trying to refresh myself because, again, I be scared when I'm flying. Y'all ain't got to be scared. Now I'm not super scared because my faith in the Lord, but I be nervous. I be worried. In addition, these flight attendants don't make you feel as comfortable as you would like. Okay, they be worried about a lot of the wrong things, in my opinion. One, they slow with getting drinks to you. Some of their drinks a little flat. I had a ginger ale and it didn't taste like ginger ale. I was like, oh, okay. And then I overheard a flight attendant tell another lady that she need to give up her cup because it was time to give up cups. I was like, damn, you have to give up your cup? Because she was like, I ain't finished yet. I still won't finish my drink. And she was like, hey, look, it's our rule. You got to throw your trash away. I said, damn, that's crazy, It ain't like it was a big ass cup, So what's gonna happen? But the lady was able to negotiate and ask the lady, hey, can you at least come get it on the next go round? And even then, she still wasn't done, but she threw that drink in the trash when the lady came back. Because that lady came back looking, smiling and looking, wanting that drink to be thrown away in the trash. So I'm like, I don't know. I be doing what I want on the plane a little bit. Bring your blanket on the plane if you don't want to wear that seatbelt. If you want to have them bags, not all the way underneath that seat, just throw your little blanket somewhere around that area. They ain't even noticing no more. Because I'm taking my shoes off to be super comfortable on some of them flights. You got to be figuring it out. Just like that one guy on that plane, and he was the only passenger who made it out alive. I want to give my condolences to everybody on that flight. I think it was somewhere in India, but that flight crashed and everybody died but one guy. He was able to escape some kind of way. I don't know. Some real Final Destination type shit. Okay, so super scary. Like I said, that's how I'm going to be. If you're with me on the plane, you better follow my lead. Because I ain't going to be able to hold hands and I ain't going to be able to say too much. Just know we trying to get out. We trying to figure it out. Whether we swimming, whether we climbing out of something, but we not just going down without a fight. And if you panicking, you gonna get left. I'm just letting you know. I can't save everybody. Sometimes we got to put it up in the hands of the Lord. So keep that in mind. But by any means necessary, we trying to get out of there. And when I learned that it is possible to escape something, oh yeah, me too. We gonna figure it out. Now again, I want you to come with me, but just know I ain't begging nobody, and I ain't dealing with all that crime. So tuck them emotions and follow my lead, cause we figuring something out. I'm already thinking about my exit strategy. I can't sit near the exit row, cause I be with the kid. So just know we close enough to where as soon as them doors open, we getting out. And we not waiting if they open. We might have to open them ourselves. We'll figure that part out too. But just know, God on our side, and He want us to get out, so we gonna get out. Now I don't know if God was all the way on the side of all the escapees from the New Orleans jail, because they just arrested one of the last guys who was still at large. Now I think he deserved to get caught a little bit, just because he had the nerve to want post. I'm not sharing nothing, because they could figure out this technology stuff a little better than you. That's all I want to say. Play with that social media if you want to. Play with that AI if you want to. They gon' figure some things out. And they was looking for you very quickly after some of them earlier videos. So you need to stay. So you should have stayed off social media, in my opinion. But I would not have been a few miles away from the jail. That's all I'm gonna say. Your boy, at this point, it's been about 6 weeks. I would have been in a whole nother state. That's all I'm saying. I don't know how he was shaking and moving or what happened, but he got caught. And now we down to the last one. Now a lot of people said this was gonna be the last guy, and AI is already back trying to show a lot of different pictures of what he could be looking like right now. He might have long hair, which they just wrong for that, because who able to grow their hair in 6 weeks like that? But not too much. I'm just saying he being quiet and he's still free. Now again, is it worth it? I don't know. I don't know what these guys was in jail for. I don't know how long they had to serve. I just know if you get caught, it gonna be a lot longer than them 6 weeks you were free. That's all I want to say. They put in some years while you had some weeks of freedom. Now, if you doing life, then maybe them 6 weeks might allow you to do some things. I'm definitely, trying to do a few things if I'm going to be out. But just know, you don't know who you can trust, because snitches get stitches. Just like I didn't know what they was doing when those government employees, those political employees got shot in Minnesota. I thought that was super sad, super unfortunate. I don't know all the details. I just know some people lost their lives. And when you're public serving, even though you might not be doing the right things, however, I don't think is anybody right to come and take your life. So condolences to the family. Now your boy Trump, he back trying to think he doing some things, because he kind of prevented somewhat of a war between Iran and Israel. I don't know if he really did much. I know he did send some bombs out to Iran, took out some nuclear facilities. Then all of a sudden he helped with facilitating some type of agreement of a ceasefire, although they didn't cease as quickly as they were supposed to. But he supposedly was a part of some of that, and it been a little quiet since that happened. So I'm happy that's going on. I hope they bring some type of resolution. I don't even really know what's going on for real. I'm not that big into history. I just know Trump acting like he did some things, and maybe he did a little something. We just wish he did a few more things out this way than introducing a new cell phone. We don't care about the new cell phone. We damn sure don't like Androids, bro. But he don't like them people over at Apple. So he trying to facilitate something new, something different. And they got some good incentives if you go get that phone. I ain't gonna hold you, but his starting price ain't the best. I don't know. And even if it was great, you cannot go support it. You already see he don't like people like you. Figure out some alternatives, but that ain't it. Now, I have had to make some alternative decisions lately as there's not been that much on TV. I finally finished Godfather of Harlem. That was pretty good. I like how that ended, even though Bumpy didn't like how everything transpired as much. So definitely check that out. Like I said, it's not much going to be on this summertime. So you're going to have to take your time and really search for some quality things. And it's hot outside. It's super hot outside, okay? They say I believe global warming is here to stay, but just know it ain't worth going outside. I barely could drink my little red wine because it's so hot outside. I done had to get a little light beer, but we gotta stop that because we don't want no parts of the beer. Too many carbs and calories, okay? However, I did find that I was behind on Criminal Minds, like I said a previous episode, and I finally caught up. I like what Criminal Minds was doing while I was away, although I'll be binge watching too fast, and then I'll be done within a week, okay? So it was good while it lasted. Now it's not on no more, and I still need something to watch. Also, I saw some clips on social media where people was promoting The Chi. Now, I used to watch The Chi. You know, I was kind of caught up, and then I said, okay, I give it a chance. I don't really like to do, our people type shows because they don't be the most quality, but The Chi is quality. It's decent. It's a little too black, but it's decent. And they got 7 seasons. So I definitely think you should watch that. If you haven't watched it in a minute, it's cool. Something to watch. Again, a lot of episodes. I like what's going on in this 7th season, but they do got a lot of stuff. And they do be all over the place, Shout out Lena Waithe. You got to support the people who look like you. Now, when I was in Texas, me and the kid was catching up on some things. She was trying to introduce me to Bel Air. And I'm like, hey, I already know what that storyline about, but I'll sit here and watch an episode or 2 with you. And I only got through 1 episode and a half, and that's it. I'm not rushing to go back to that at all. It was okay, though. I'm just saying I already kind of know what that version and that storyline look like, even though it's a remake. Now, I still don't like Carlton, okay? And you're not going to like him even more in his first couple episodes. He really not who he need to be, okay? He not helping you like him at all. But not too much on that. I didn't see too much on that. I guess if you into that, watch that. But I'm not going back. Maybe my kid might watch it. I think it's a little too grown for her, but I can't really control some of that right now, okay? You got to pick your battles, parents. Again, sometimes you can't stop what they watching online or on TV. However, you need to overparent a little bit more to make sure you get them good balance. I'm definitely overparenting, okay? So I'm trying to get some balance, and I'm watching with her. I'm talking to her while we watching it, letting her know a few things that I like and don't like. So again, don't let them watch without you. Don't do it like that. You need to know what they doing. And even if you can't control it, maybe y'all need to enjoy it together some kind of way. Maybe you can still find teachable moments in what y'all watching. That's what I like. Now, I also saw another remake might be coming back, Girlfriends. I saw them hanging out, and I thought they didn't like each other. So not too much on that, but again, a lot of people need money. These ladies ain't really got no shows on right now. Maybe the money drying up. I also don't know if these ladies got any man at the house. Not that they need one, but I will say that that might help supplement some of the income if they need money, if they working for the check. That's all I'm saying. But it's a little late, ladies. I ain't gonna hold you. I wish y'all would have did this a few years ago. A few years ago. But right now, if y'all all coming back with something, better be quality. That's all I want to say. If not, I'm not supporting, but I'm not talking bad about either. See how that works? I'm going to mind my business. We just going to move around. Now, I did watch a few good movies lately. Me and the family were sitting down one weekend, and I was watching what the plug had to offer, and I saw a few movies that I really want to share. they got this movie called Namas. Namas was on Netflix, but I don't have Netflix, so I wasn't on time when it came on Netflix. But Namas, you got my guy Vince Vaughn. He's the main character, and it's about him and a lot of older ladies who I would say are grandmas, but older ladies who come together to start a restaurant. And it's actually based on a true story. I will say, if you loved your grandma, if you got some older people in your life that you love that cook very well, you're going to do a lot of crying, okay? I know I was trying to keep my tears back while I was around the family, but I definitely was choking up a little bit, okay? It was super sad, and it was a very, very great movie. So check out Namas with Vince Vaughn. That was really good. Also, we watched this other good movie, also based on a true story, Queen of the Ring, based on the first female pro wrestlers. So I like that. I love the storyline. I didn't know all the actors or actresses, but very, very quality. Very, very good movie. So check that out. Queen of the Ring. Again, you ain't got to be all the way into wrestling, but it had a great storyline. And again, it was based on a true story. So sometimes it helps to have a good true story behind the movie to make it be a really good movie. And this one did. So Queen of the Ring. Check that out. And, I let the kid pick something out, and she suggested Minecraft, the movie. I like Jack Black, and it was all right. Okay. I don't really play Minecraft. A lot of them YNs play Minecraft like my kid, or used to. So it was quality, but she could teach me a lot of things about what certain things meant, and it was super similar to the actual game. So I actually like that it was similar to the real life stuff, and she was able to teach me some things. Again, watch some stuff with them so they could share some stuff with you. See, you ain't got to be the old head, the auntie and uncle, the grandma and grandpa. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be old fashioned all the time. Allow for allow for some of them YNs to teach you some things. Now, lastly, I haven't watched Squid Games yet. The new season just came out, the final season. And I'm going to check it out during the holiday break because I want to binge watch while I'm off. But it got to be good. I know they're going to go out with a bang. And I didn't see everything else thus far, although I'm not into what it's about. But it's decent TV. And I promise you, there is nothing on TV anymore. Since sports is off, and I know they got baseball, but sports is off, okay? We not watching 92 to 100 games of no baseball. We watch baseball when the playoffs come, and we really don't really do that till the World Series. So that is what that is. Unless you maybe go to a game. It's fun to go to a game, and maybe I need to incorporate going to a game, but I don't enjoy baseball like that, okay? So I'm not watching. And like I said, so therefore, there's no sports on TV. We saw the Florida Panthers for hockey. They won the NHL Cup. They did a great job. I like how they came back and dominated. They repeated the championship, okay, from last year. So congrats to them. Also, you saw OKC beat Indiana. Now look, I know I picked Indiana. And I know none of y'all thought they would even get that far. So shout out to me for even picking them that far. But they lost. I might have lost a few little dollars, not too much, but a few little dollars. And I'm happy that Indy did good enough to even get this far, especially when nobody believed in them but themselves. And I like that. They were the underdogs all playoffs, and I thought they played very, very well and should have still won. Maybe not game 7, but they should have won game 5. And then if they would have blew them out in game 6 at home, we wouldn't even be talking about OKC. But shout out to OKC. They did what they're supposed to do. They won. They the champs. So good for them. Then right after that, I see how the NBA be kind of trying to do some things. They try to keep some momentum right after the finals. A couple days later, they had an NBA draft. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. You don't really know who coming out of college for real. You don't know none of them international stars. You know about 5 to 10 players at best. And after them first couple picks, I turned it off, okay? I went back to Criminal Minds to catch up on what was going on there. But the one thing I want to say is, first, we already know Cooper Flag was going to Dallas, okay? When they traded Luka, we already knew what that was about to be. So that's God blessing you back after some things happen. But what I didn't expect was the young man, Ace Bailey. You know, they were talking very badly about him due to him not conforming and doing like most have done in the past, which is participate in a lot of workouts, even if he didn't know if the team was super interested in him or not, as he still was a top 5 type talent. However, I think there was some conspiracy, since a lot of people was hating on him, a lot of teams was hating on him, that they said, you know what, you don't want to play our ball, we're going to make sure you go to Utah. And he did not really want to go to Utah. However, I think it's going to work out in his favor because he's going to get good playing time. He's going to be able to impact that team if he good enough. Now, if he not good enough, then that is what it is. He wasn't going to be able to do nothing on somebody else's team. So that is what that is. But outside of the draft, like I said, it was kind of, they ain't had no Bronny James at the 55th pick. So, you know, they didn't really have too much buzz around the draft this year. However, they made sure to create a little more buzz before the draft as KD was traded to Houston. I'm like, KD, you ain't want to go back to the East? You ain't want to leave the West, make it a little more easy for our guy LeBron? I see you about to be on the podcast. Y'all ain't want to negotiate some things, but not too much, I guess. I don't know. I know the Lakers went ahead and changed their ownership, even though that guy was already somewhat a part of the ownership group. He was able to buy in a little bit more to get more power, get more leverage, more control. And I like that. He already owned the Dodgers. They already winning. And I'm thinking he about to come spend some money. Not at his free agency. I'm thinking we about to be the first in line for the big names. And we ain't got no big name yet. So I don't really know what's going on. We done lost a couple players. And we ain't really picking up nothing that's notable yet. Although, you hear it first, DeAndre Ayton. I think that's going to be our center. I think that's who we're going to get. And that's quality. I think we're going to have to overpay a little bit, but I like that upgrade. I could see that value a little bit long term, a little bit. Got to see if his mind right, though. Got to make sure he in the gym working out, practicing. So we're going to keep that in mind now. I don't know if Bronny James going to keep playing in the G League. I guess he still get to be on the team as long as his daddy on the team. And his daddy just re-signed. So not too much on the James family like that. We support excellence. I do want to say shout out to Halliburton. What the Hallie is what I call him. And y'all would have won if you didn't get hurt. Not too much. You shouldn't have really been playing on it, but that's your job. That's your profession. What else are you going to do? I think a lot of them guys supposed to play while they hurt, because you still getting the same check in recovery time. You get to miss all next season and your money the same. So not too much on you. But a lot of teams are making trades. I'm excited to see what's going to happen going forward. I saw the Pelicans was doing some nice things. I like a lot of their upgrades. I like a lot of their additions. I like a lot of their draft picks. I like the trade Denver just did. It was time to finally get rid of Michael Porter Jr. And they brought back Bruce Brown. So I like that. Shouldn't have never let him go the first time, but you can't let somebody go that don't want to go. That's what I learned. You can't hold on to somebody who looking elsewhere. Let them go, and maybe they might come back. And guess what? He done made a few dollars, but he definitely wanted to come back where he was the best at, where he has been the most victorious at. And they might appreciate him a little bit more coming back because they ain't been able to win since he was on the team. So I like what a lot of these teams are doing. Everybody making money who shouldn't be making money. I almost went and put that knee brace on to see if I could go do some things, but I realized your boy is in the Unk Club. We 40 and up now, and so it's past my time. So whatever. Maybe I need to go join the big three. Maybe I need to go play with Dwight Howard, Michael Beasley, and Lance Stevenson. Now, Beasley and Stevenson had their little one-on-one. I like that. I ain't like all that commentary. Them ain't the guys you want to do talking, okay? You just want them on your team, maybe, kind of. But they did all right. And Beasley is a way better athlete, although it was competitive. So they've been doing their thing in the big three, although I did not like the scuffle with Dwight Howard. Them guys be taking that stuff too serious. We know y'all won't get back in the league. However, that ain't how you do that. You about to make Ice Cube mad. You about to have him start reconsidering some things, although there was no suspension. See how they do it? See how you get treated in a black league? Black-owned league? They ain't suspending you for that good content they just received, even though it wasn't all the way good content, but to each. That ain't what I wanted to see from guys. Y'all need to learn how to have some more brotherhood amongst the brothers. That's all I want to say on that. Speaking of another Beasley, Malik Beasley, an ex-Laker, but he was playing with Detroit last year. Now he a free agent. Now all of a sudden you're accused of gambling on games, bro. This ain't the right time when you're looking for a job. That's all I want to say. Somebody hating on you. Might be one of them baby mamas, but not too much. Not too much on none of that. You ain't been treating them well. They starting to come out, say some things. Somebody snitching. Better be around some people who don't snitch. That's all I want to say. Especially if you might be doing some things you shouldn't be doing. So I don't know. I'm just hoping you wasn't coming back to our team. But a lot of teams spending money. And Houston made the trade to get Kevin Durant. And then all of a sudden, y'all start spending more money. Where y'all got all this money from? Y'all getting all the good players. Y'all done already got Finney Smith from us. Giving him big dollars. Clint Capella go back. He ain't like Atlanta. Atlanta ain't it. I ain't gonna hold you, but they spending money too a little bit. Everybody got a couple dollars, I see. I guess that new TV deal doing some things in the NBA. I don't know. Like I said, it's gonna be super interesting and it's gonna be more to come. So be watching. Right now, nothing to watch on TV. So all you get to do is check the news here and there and see if anything good going on. But a lot of players are changing teams this upcoming season. Out with the old, in with the new. And again, it's time for change in 2025. That's what I'm doing. Time for change. I'm about to be on somebody's new team. I ain't gonna hold you. Figuring it out. Learning. Making more money. So, not too much on nobody trying to adjust their lives and do better. Now, somebody else who didn't adjust their lives and making more money, my guy, Travis Hunter. You know, he built that relationship with Coach Prime. Coach Prime took care of him. Set him up right, got a nice early draft pick, and got signed to one of the largest NFL contracts for a rookie who was not drafted number one and was not a quarterback. Now, you playing for Jacksonville, so not too much on y'all, but at least they got to pay somebody, I guess, you know. And they say you playing two positions because that's what you want to play, so they paying you a little bit more for two positions, and I like that. Now, bruh, at some point, you ain't going to be able to keep playing two positions. You're going to have to find that better balance just to prolong your career. Now, I don't know how many years you won't play. I just want you to know if you get hurt, that you're not going to keep getting paid. That's just how it goes. You want to prolong your career, okay? That's how you sustain and build a legacy. Everybody ain't Caitlin Clark out here. She got hurt a little bit early in the season, and she done got hurt again a little bit. Said she didn't tweak the groin or something like that. I don't know. She made that All-Star team, and she got a team in one of these mini conference championship games, something they be doing with the women. I like that. Now, Caitlin Clark, I don't know if you deserve to be no All-Star captain, but you bring in the numbers and the moolah, the money, okay? And they got to put some respect on your name. And soon as you came back, you beat the defending champ. So they got to put some respect on your name at some point. You know, they building a good team around you. I didn't like that y'all had to release one of the all-stars from the previous year, but she was not happy not being a focal point on the team. So they said, cool, you want to leave? You can go. We want people who know their role over here. Know that we already got a superstar. We need you to come fit in. We don't need you to come take over. So you got to figure that out, people. Now, somebody else who not fitting in as much, but he going to try. He says this last year, Aaron Rodgers. We ain't even going to give you too much smoke because we ain't expecting much. It's the Steelers. Although y'all doing some trades to bring some life back into the organization. I like some of the trades y'all making. I just ain't liking your quarterback as much. But I'm going to put some respect on Mr. Rogers' names a little bit, okay? It ain't Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, but just know I think he quality as long as he don't get hit. As long as y'all protect him and he don't get too many sacks, them bones are a little brittle, okay? So keep that in mind. But under a black coach, I'm going to rock with the black coach, okay? I like Tomlin. I support that. Now, again, he got the rapport with Rodgers, and maybe Rodgers ain't going to be able to do what he used to do. And he know that already. He was just happy with the opportunity. I don't know. Like I said, we need to be talking about my Saints. Need to be trying to figure out what we doing over there because I ain't heard nothing that way. Seem like y'all waiting till the next season when we ain't even got to this season. Stop counting your chips before you get them because sometimes they not going to come. And if you think I'm putting this bag over my head, or if you think I'm still going to be spending my money on new gear or coming to them games, I'm not. I know a lot of them Saints fans going to be there because they be going to everything. But sometimes you got to say no when you're not getting the right type of things back in return. You need to make sure you're getting value for your money when you spending your hard-earned money. I work hard. I put up with a lot of things when I go to work. So I got to value how I'm spending it. I got to make sure that it's going to the right things. I got to make sure that they can give me a great return on my investment.
I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right?